The Gospel according to Matthew chapter 25. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. When the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants, and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliveredst unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee a ruler of many other things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliveredst unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast made faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. Huh. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast, that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. I feel like he's insulting him. Well, it's a parable, right? But it's like, The third guy, he goes, Lord, I know that you're a hard man. That's not very nice. Like, why? The other two don't say that to him, right? They're just like, look, this is what I did. This is what I did. And this guy's just like, you're just not really that cool, right? And you are also taking things where you haven't even sown them, and you're gathering things where you haven't even, you know, strawed. I think it means like strained yourself, or you haven't even worked, you haven't even done anything. So he's like, I didn't realize this until just reading this. I thought, well, I had problems understanding this parable. Like, people, if you listen to different people, they try to, it's like, what are you saying? But it's a little confusing because it's like, okay, well, I mean, let's keep reading. I don't want to get into it maybe at the end, but now I'm seeing a whole different level of this. Like, this guy is insulting God. He's like, you know what? You're a hard guy. He's like, oh, okay. That's the number one. But he just says this. I think this may be the whole problem with this. And this, I don't know, I have to keep reading, but this is a huge issue. He's insulting him, telling him he's a hard guy, right? And he's telling him, you take stuff that you haven't even, he's saying you're reaping where you haven't sown yourself, right? So he's telling him you're just taking stuff that you haven't even done any work doing. And furthermore, he goes, and you're just taking stuff where you haven't even worked. It's like he's totally insulting him. Let's see what goes on. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast, that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. He repeats that. He's purposefully just, he is slothful, right? Because that's not what he does. And this is just an excuse, I think. This is what this is about so far. It's not about you dug a hole and put one. No, this guy's giving him a dumb excuse. And he said, he repeats his answer. You're telling me I reap where I sowed not and gather where I have not strawed? Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers. And then at my coming, I should have received mine own with usury. So instead of even doing anything, right, he should have just gotten like the lowest price for it and then gave it back to him. It sounds like something like that maybe. Take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So, this word, unprofitable servant, so he not only did not multiply this thing, but I think it's more he's unprofitable. He's just a lazy ass. And he's lying. It's like kind of a straight up abomination because, look, let's read these again. He reaps where he is not sown. No, actually, that's what this is about. He's going out and sowing like seeds of like, just be cool and stuff, right? And his yoke, what is it? I know the burden is light part. Oh, his yoke is easy and his burden is light, right? Jesus doesn't boss anybody around, right? We haven't heard that, right? And this guy is like devilish. He's like, you know what? He's like, you're a hard guy. And furthermore, you get stuff where you haven't even done any work. And, you know, you gather where you have not strawed. Right? It's like, what are you talking about? Right? This guy. I think that's that's the unprofitable servant's mouth. Yeah, I do. It doesn't even have anything to do with what he's returning. That's how I see him being unprofitable, just with his mouth. All right. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. That's verse 33, chapter 25. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? This is like what this guy just said, right? Insulting him. Like, you get all this stuff and for free. You don't do anything. Right? And now he's telling these people, you know, come on. Or, you know, at that point when he separates, you know, the ones on the right, you know, you're doing a good job. You do good stuff. And then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when we saw we, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when we saw thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepare for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not unto me. Ye did it not to me. And these things shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. Yeah, I see this talent story a little different now. I don't think it has to do with the return of these objects. It has to do with his mouth. It has to do 100% with his response. He's like insulting Jesus. He's like, hey man, you're a hard guy. And you reap where you haven't sowed. It's like, are you? That's what he just said to him. And then he goes, and gathering where you haven't strawed. And then he calls him, hey man, you're a wicked and slothful servant, right? He knows he shouldn't. Why is he talking to him like that? He's blasphemous. He's like hypocrite. He's like lying. The guy hasn't done anything except insult him, right? Like, why doesn't he just go like, oh, I was really scared, right? And so I hit it. I don't think this would even be going on if he just said that. But, that's not his response. It's like a wicked response. Really wicked mouth. I think that's the unprofitableness of him. It's not the return. It's the lawyer-like, just response. And then Jesus recognizes it as usury. Because, you know, in fact, right, he should have, you know, he really should have at least tried to go to get the money, right? And at least meet him at my, it says at my coming, right? Right? And so this bullshit story that he just, oh, I just buried it. And like, yeah, I mean, and yeah, you know, you're a hard guy and, you know, you get everything for free. And so like, what does it matter? He's totally insulting him, right? He doesn't even try. And then Jesus even says, look, man, you should have just went to the money changers and just like got like probably like, you know, 30% on the actual price and just at least tried to give me something back because you knew I was coming back. You not only just left that thing in the dirt, didn't even try to return it, right? You just left it in the dirt and you're coming to me with this bullshit story. I think that's the problem with this. It has nothing to do with not returning on a talent. And then I read this, like, we read this, like, a couple of years ago, and I thought I understood it at the time. And I really thought it had to do with you've been given talents, you know, use them. And I do see that aspect in it, that you've been given something, you know, use it, right? But this guy, it's not use it. It's do something and show what you have done with it, right? So the first two guys, they doubled, right? But the last guy, it's not that he didn't even double it. I don't even think that that's what it is. I think he should have just kept it and brought it back and like just something, right? Say something. Here it is. I have brought back what you gave me, right? But he doesn't even attempt that. He comes up and goes, yeah, man, I buried it. And like, you know, you should know where it is, right? And yeah, you know what? You're a really hard guy. And, you know, by the way, you know, you get everything for free and you don't even work. So, yeah, man. Okay, I think that's the problem. And that's why he's called an unprofitable servant. It's because of his mouth. He didn't even try. Like, if he just tried to bring that one thing back, right? But he says he buried it somewhere, and he probably lost it. Or, you know, in fact, right, he probably did go straight to the money people. And that's why in 27, he goes, thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming, right? So he's like insulting him every possible angle. It's satanic because he is insulting me at every possible angle because he knows they all know he's coming. This guy is not ready whatsoever, right? And we just heard the story of, I think it has to do with being ready is really what this has to do. being prepared, right? Because we just heard the story about the bridegroom and the people not being ready with the oil in their lamps. And this is, I think, a similar parable in that vein, that these not being ready. And it's not that he just, didn't do anything, but this may have been exactly what he did. And they're throwing it in his face. He actually went straight to the money people, right? But then he spent it probably, right? So he's saying, and he knows that's what he did, but he's like, you really just should have went to the money people and then just gave it back to me and call it usury, right? But the guy is so effed up, it's super usury, because he didn't even try to give him anything back, right? So Jesus has all of these angles covered in why this behavior would occur, right? He'll hear these excuses like, oops, you haven't even returned with what the beautiful gift I've given, right? Wait a minute. You could have at least come back to me with that gift intact, right? I think that's what's going on here. And this guy, like, whoa. I don't know about that guy right there. But I think that's more the story. It's not about returning anything. It's about he's a total liar. I think he probably spent the money right away. He didn't bury anything. And then he's saying, hey man, you're the one that reaps without sowing and all this. And I think, whoa, he's like just blasphemous. And yeah, because if we are asked that question and we come up with that answer, I think that would be something like that could happen. Like you could be standing there in your judgment and he's like, what are you doing? Did you, where's this, right? And you're like, hey man, you are a tough guy. Like, I mean, I think he appreciates you joking with him and having fun, but like, at this point, probably, if you're in that position, yeah. But and that's what it sounds like happens. But this is what I think it's like, it's being put out here because this is what like most of us think, right? Like, he'll be like, hey man, what about this? What happened here? And it's like, complete, disobedience. And he'll just say, you know what? You are just a hard guy, and you can do anything. You've got it easy. So yeah, it's like you blame God, right? I think that also might be an aspect of this. I don't know, but I think it's beyond what's being returned, especially in light of this story about the lamps, right? That's not what this is. This is an alabaster. This one has to do with anointing Jesus for oil. Hopefully we'll read that one soon, but yeah, pretty tough. I think it's a warning. It's just a warning. Like, what are you going to do? Give him an excuse? Give him a stupid excuse? In fact, trying to do that, you are just absolutely insulting him to the core. I think that's what this is about. It's not about what people are like returning things. It's beyond that. But that's just the way it's hitting me right now. I don't know why this chapter 24 doesn't upload, because I did that like a long time ago earlier. I mean, chapter 23, that's a rough one. The scribes and Pharisees. But also, I don't know. Let's just have some quickening. Who knows, be alive tomorrow. This prompted me too, right? Look at, I just heard in the Olympics that they let some Italian boxer man beat or she wouldn't do, I don't even know what happened. He tried to kill her. I don't even know. Oh, I can't even stand it. What's going on? It's so evil. So, like, yeah, let's get ready because, whoa, how can it get much worse? I mean, this is almost over, Matthew. We'll see what happens.